Hello and welcome. It's nice to be here today. Welcome to the late night talk or late night chat. And I haven't done one of these in a while. But here we are. There's always a first time, right? There's always a first time to do things. And I think I like this. I could lay here in bed with my microphone and camera and talk to you guys and share things with you guys that we might have in common. I don't know. And just have a little chat, right? This is great. I think I'm gonna do this a lot. But yeah, it is nice to be here. And I was thinking, like, how many of you remember how your childhood was? I do. I remember I drank a lot of coffee as a kid. I don't even know if that's legal. Parents giving their kids coffee, because caffeine is addictive. But yeah, and I can understand why my parents or my mother gave us coffee as kids, because we were just too energetic, and we stood up all night. And then it was hard for us to get up to go to school. So she would wake us up and make us breakfast and give us coffee. And I don't know about you, but I was a walker. All my friends, they love taking the bus to school. Me, I used to like walking to school. It wasn't that far, but I enjoyed the walk in the morning. I think that walk in the morning woke me up. And sometimes my friends would join me, but they're too lazy, you know. They just wanted to get on the bus and get the easy way to school. Me, you see, I used to get up, eat my breakfast that my mom made, and drink my coffee, and start walking, right? And on my way to school, I used to stop at the convenience store and buy gum. Enough gum for the day. I used to be a gum guy. I used to hand out gums in school, and I used to buy those 25 cents packs. I think they brought like 5 pack of gum for 25 cents, and I used to buy like $3 worth, and different flavors, and just pass them out to friends in school. And that was my thing. Then I would get to school. Oh, yes, I used to walk to school, right? So by the time my friends waited for the bus, by the time the bus got there, I was already halfway there. So I would always get to school before my friends did, because even though the bus picked them up, the bus also had to pick up other kids. So during that time, I was like already halfway through, and I've already bought my gum and honey buns. I love those. Oh my goodness, the glazed one and the ones with the white coating as well. Those were my favorites. They were 25 cents. So I used to buy like 4 packs of honey buns. Um, and eat them on my way to school. And on top of that, I would eat breakfast at school. So I make sure I ate enough before my day started. And it was fun. It was fun. And I don't know about you, but I was pretty popular in school. Um, I was the shortest one of all my friends, but I used to be the toughest one. Um, didn't fear anybody. I stood up to bullies, and I was also a bully. So, but I changed within time, and but I was really popular in school, and we used to play handball during lunch break. There was a big wall out back in the yard, and that was the big thing out there: hacky sack and handball. That was the two popular things that everybody did back in the days. I don't know if anyone else played handball, with a blue ball and hit it against the wall. And hacky sack, of course. But I wasn't that good at hacky sack. Well, I was good, but not that good. I wasn't as good as most of the kids there because they can really balance that little hacky sack. And that was fun. So I looked forward to going to school because I love to eat. So that was my favorite thing. Eat before and during school. And during lunch, I would buy other people's lunch, Some people didn't mind selling it because they rather have the money and they'll buy their own, food after they get out of school or whatever. But yeah, it was only $1 anyways. $1 for lunch. So I would buy other people's lunch if I was still hungry, because they won't let you eat twice in school. It was one lunch per person. So if the lunch wasn't filling enough, you're screwed, So so I would buy other people's lunches that they didn't want. But yeah, on Fridays in school, it was pizza day. So I was buying everybody's pizza. I love pizza. And yeah, I love it. Sometimes I would ride my bike to school. But only in summer. In the winter, I would just walk. And I'm going to tell you something. I've never worn a coat. No matter how cold it was outside, I always had a hoodie. I went to school with a hoodie every single day in winter. And I don't know, you get used to the cold. From being in it so much, you don't get that cold. I was a very minimalist. I didn't like to carry too many things, just my backpack and my snacks. But yeah. And I used to sell snacks in school, so I would buy a bunch of snacks. You were wondering, I know you were wondering, where did this kid get all his money from to be buying other people's lunches? And hey, I was a businessman in high school. I used to buy a bunch of snacks, different kinds that I know that people liked, and stack it in my backpack, bring it. I had my whole locker full of snacks. That's what I use my locker for. I never put books in it. I would just sell snacks, and people would write me notes. Do you have these kinds? Do you have this kind? Do you have Doritos? Do you have? Yep, I got it. So I used to sell snacks daily, and that's how I made money. You know, I jacked up the price a little more because obviously I gotta make something out of it. So let's say if I was paying 25 cents, I will sell it for $1 or for 75 cents. But I was a little businessman in school. But I was also a and B student. Okay. And I enjoyed it. But all the fun things we did after school, riding bikes. Where I was living. There was a bike track. There was an actual bike track, made from sand, and people used to go there all the time. That was our hangout place right there. It was specially for bikes, so everybody came with their bikes, and we used to just ride bikes up and down the ramps and all the things. It was cool. And then in summer, right next to the bike track, there was a state. They called it a state pool. All right, so anyone living in that area would go, and that was our other hangout place in summer. It was free. People all you needed to be was a resident of the area. So, and we all went there all the time. Hey, where you going? I'm going to a state pool, dude. Let's go. So after school, that's when we went. It was fun. It was fun growing up. We roller skates. I used to love roller skating. In winter, they had those indoor skate park, but you had to pay. But it was cool. We went there once in a blue, but we enjoyed it. It's good when you go with a big group of friends. Nowadays, I don't even think those things exist. I know there's one in this area where I live right now. My son loves rollerblading, and I can't rollerblade for shit. I'm not a rollerblader. I'm a roller skater. But I hated rollerblades. I don't know if it's just me, or does this happen to everyone that has worn rollerblades? But my ankles, they hurt. They hurt my ankles. And I see people rollerblading. I'm like, how can you ride those things? Don't they hurt? Because they did hurt me. But yeah, I'll stick to the roller skates. They were better. I was also a skateboarder. I loved skateboarding, and we used to live right next to a football field. And at night, we used to play hide and seek in there. Wow, that was crazy. That was fun. That was fun. And I remember we used to play cops and robbers. And I don't know if they have them anymore, but we used to have those go karts. um, and that's how we played cops and robbers. We would crash the go karts against each other. Got you, I got you. And used to. We used to have paintball guns. Wow, those things hurt. But that's what we used for guns. And it was fun. It was fun. It did hurt. But only if you get caught. All right. And we didn't use protective wear or anything. We just played like that, you know. So just make sure you're wearing a hat and you don't get caught. I used to climb trees and garage roofs. I used to lay on the garage roofs and just wait for them to pass and and get them. Got them. So yeah, the further you are, the less it hurts if they shoot at you. So I would climb trees like way up high and just shoot from there. It was fun. But yeah, that's the best childhood anyone can have. Nowadays, kids, they're like into gaming and things that aren't even, physical or anything like that. I try to get my son to do physical, things, playing board games. He loves it. And outdoor fun. He loves sports. His favorite is soccer, but he does really good at basketball and football. I mean, he's a husky kid. But yeah, he's really good at whatever game, whatever sport he plays. I remember we used to play roller hockey on roller skates in an actual ring, because where I lived, it was a huge park, and there was different sections. There was sections for roller skating. There was a section for skateboarding, basketball court, football field. There was baseball field. There was a hockey, but it wasn't ice hockey. It was just the hockey ring, and people would play, skate hockey, or play, regular hockey with nothing on, just your shoes. But we used to play skate hockey, and that was fun. That hurt though, because we used those orange balls, and you get whipped with one of those. Those things hurt. But that was fun. We used to bike ride from town to town. Wow, those are the good old days. So if any of you did any of these things growing up, leave it in the comment. I want to know what other things you guys did as as a child, as a teenager, and what what kind of fun you had. But we were very creative in playing our games. Nowadays, kids kids don't even want to come out of the house. They're all about gaming and all this social media stuff. But the good old days are the best, where you can go out and do things. And we stayed out all day and all night. I'm telling you, it was like 11 o'clock at night, and we were still playing basketball outside because they had like street lights and everything. The park had lights in it, and they were on all night to all the way to like 2 in the morning. So at 11 o'clock, we were still playing basketball. Everybody was there. We were having fun, and it's right across the street from my house. So it was cool. It was cool. I remember I used to tell my mom I was going to sleep over my friend's house. And he used to tell his mom that he was sleeping over my house. And we pulled an all-nighter. We slept on the benches. It was just fun. It was summer, so that we had no school. But it was fun until one time we got caught. And the neighbor told my mom, "Is that your kid out there? He was out there all night long. All night long. I didn't think he went home. He was with his friends, and they were at 3 o'clock in the morning. I can hear the noise. They were out there." And then I got grounded. I was never allowed to sleep over anymore. But yeah, we pulled it off for a while until that nosy neighbor he had to interrupt everything and mess everything up for us. But yeah, that was fun. And we used to go to the beach. We were walking distance from the beach. And we used to just sleep at the beach. Sleep over and had a barbecue and everything. We used to go to the beach every day after school. Oh my goodness. I was so dark. I was beginning to look black. That's how many times we've been to the beach, like every single day after school. Sometimes we would skip school and go to the beach. And then go home. But yeah, that was fun. So yeah. So if you have any other things you used to do as a teenager for fun, let's talk about it. Leave it in the comment. I want to read what other people's experiences were compared to now. And I like to read other people's ideas and what they did for fun. Maybe I can do these things with my son. So it's good to have different ideas and do something different all the time. But yeah, I mean, nowadays, kids hate school. I used to love it. I got there extra early just so that I can get there on time to have breakfast. Yeah. I was so popular, even all the teachers knew me. So I couldn't get in trouble because they already knew who I was. And it's crazy. What's funny that before I entered high school, my older brother was already in high school. He was telling me how popular he was, and how everybody knew him, and all these things. Oh my God! And as I started my freshman year, it was totally the opposite. Nobody knew who he was. Nobody. He got popular because of me, because I became popular on my freshman year, and then sophomore, and then I just kept growing, and he got, oh, you're his brother. They used to tell him, oh, you're this guy's brother, So he became popular because of me. And because I was very social, and I was, I make friends quick. And the things I did, everybody loved how I like to have fun. And I made everybody laugh. I was a little clown. Even the teachers, some teachers hated it, but I was always the class clown. But I was the smartest kid in class, so they let it slip. They let it slip, the teachers. Sometimes I wouldn't even study, and I passed the tests, And that's why they didn't worry. They didn't care. So, yeah. Those were the good old days. So, let's see. I'm gonna end this here, because obviously it's a little late, but I just wanted to, share something with you guys. I'll be back tomorrow with a different story, and I don't know, we can talk about this and give me opinions and give me ideas of what you want me to talk about, and don't be shy. All right, use the comment section, because I love reading the comment section. I always do. And to see what people's perspectives are, because, some people have good ideas, and some people have good advice. And I'm open to new advice. I'm not going to pretend I know everything, all right? And sometimes listening to new ideas and new advice is good, because it gives you this type of wow, I didn't know you can do that, or I've never tried that before. Maybe I should try it. So I'm really open to new perspectives, because it's fun to discover new things. I'm not afraid of change. I'm not afraid of doing something new. I actually love it. All my life I've tried new things all the time. And then when I met my wife, that's when new things all the time became a normal thing, because she loves getting me out of my comfort zone. I was really, really conservative. Like, I would try something, but I would think about it more than once before I did it. But with her, I can't think about it, There's no thinking. Let's just do it, And I come to realize that, living that way, you get to really enjoy life, because every moment you do something different, it's always going to be different. Even if you try to duplicate, the moment, it will never be the same. Things that you do without planning come out way better than if they were planned. Like, for example, even our wedding. A wedding wasn't even planned. It was something that she put together in a couple of months. She set up this whole wedding and things like that. I let her, because I've never been married like that in a. I've never planned any wedding. I don't think guys are good at planning weddings or doing anything. So, the girls are way better than guys doing these kind of things. So I kind of just went along with it. And I'm not gonna lie, and not being cocky or anything, but my wedding was one of the best ones I've ever been. I'm gonna say one of the best parties I've ever had. It was great. A lot of people showed up. Um, we ended up like in gifts alone. A lot of people donated money, and we ended up covering the cost of the wedding and enough to go on vacation for like a month, and buying things for our new home. That's crazy. That's insane. So all the money we spent putting together this wedding, we got it back at the wedding in gifts alone. Like, wow, maybe we should get married more often. But that was in. We hired a professional DJ. He was great, by the way. Yeah, I forgot his name, but he was really good. He 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 made everybody engaged. Like he made games for people, and and make people do things, and everybody was dancing, and it was great. We hired photographers, professional photographers, and the pictures were amazing. Um, I love this. So after our wedding photography, I decided I wanna try photography because that was amazing. The pictures they took of us. He pulled us out of where we were having the reception, and he brought us to different locations, different restaurants, and asked the people permission for us to pretend we're eating there, and they give us like things to use for the photos and things like that. That was pretty cool. Um, and we were taking pictures outside and in an alleyway, and um, it was incredible. The pictures came out amazing, and that interests me into photography, and I started doing photography, and I learned a lot about cameras and lenses and settings and lighting and everything that guy was doing. I learned about everything, and I don't consider myself a professional photographer, but because I do it as a hobby and not a profession. But I'm pretty darn good. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on settings and how to use lights and things like that, and shadows and the camera settings, everything. What different lenses do, how do you do it? I learned everything, and I use those techniques in my photography, and it works. So, yeah, that has become my new hobby. I love taking photos, and you know what? You only have to purchase the camera once. You only have to purchase the lens once. Okay? And other than that, it's everything's free. So everything you do with the camera and the lens is free, and it's digital. So when your memory card is full, just unload it into the computer and keep taking more. So it's a fun hobby. After you have your lenses and your cameras that you want, Every specific lens is, I learned that is for specific things. Like this macro photography, which is, photographies that you take about of little things and make them look big, with details and everything. There's portrait photography, which is like you want to take photos of people, from the waist up or whole body, but that specific person and everything else is blurred. That's portrait. Landscape, um, street photography. There's all kinds of different street photography, and I watch a lot of street photography videos. I love it. I enjoy every. There's tons of them on YouTube. So I like how everybody has a different style, of street photography. Some like to do it at night, some during the day, some in black and white, some in color, some with, details, some with blurry background, and it's amazing. It's just unlimited. I mean, it's something you should look into. I recommend people. This It's a relaxing hobby. There's no rush. You take your time. You find a subject or frame something, or someone without them knowing. And I always say that. Well, I'm not the only one that says it, but the best pictures are the ones taken without them knowing. Those are the best pictures. Because if you notice that when people are expected to take a picture, like, say cheese, it doesn't look as good as one taken by surprise. Those are the best because you can see the normal or regular emotions in their face, and that speaks volume. When you capture something happening without them knowing, it makes the photo more interesting. So I always like to take shots. Like take shots without people realizing that I'm taking a shot. Like I do it with family members, and I don't think they feel uncomfortable because they know that I'm practicing. I always practice. There's so much to learn, and I like to capture people's emotions on pictures, whether they're sad, mad, happy, or whatever their reaction is of what they're doing and things like that. That speaks volumes. So the best photos are the ones taken without planning. So keep that in mind and practice if you want to learn photography and as a hobby or even professional. I suggest you practice these things. Take photos of strangers or family members or friends, but without them knowing. Capture the moment. Those are priceless. Okay, those are memories, and they look back. You will look back to that day and say, and you're gonna remember what was happening just by looking at the photo. Those are memories that you're creating. So I always like to create memories because they don't come back. Memories, once you capture that moment, it's there forever. To remind you that day where you were so drunk, or that day that you were having so much fun, and that the people that are no longer with you were there. And it's great. Create memories. always take a camera with you, and capture the moment, because those moments don't come back. They don't. You get older, and you can't do the same things you did when you were younger. So the only thing you can do is make memories. I have tons of pictures of my son as he is growing up, and my older son as well. And what a difference! Wow, kids grow so fast. The next thing you know, they're taking care of you. And all you have to remember them by is all the moments you captured. So keep that in mind. Always bring a camera with you, or a phone is fine, But I'm telling you that a camera has way better quality than a phone. You ever take a picture with a phone and zoom in, and as you're zooming in, it gets blurry or pixelated? If you do that with a picture of taken by a camera, the pixels stay the same. They don't get blurry. So that's the difference between phone cameras and regular cameras. I prefer taking regular cameras, taking pictures with a regular camera. You can transfer it to your phone, and if you zoom in on your phone on that picture that you took with the camera, you'll see that the picture does not get pixelated or blurry, and everything stays clear even if you zoom in. That's because the camera has way better quality than a phone camera. Even though the phone says you can record in 4K, I don't think that's true. But anyways, yeah, I prefer a camera over the phone pictures. Videos, yeah, it's okay. You can take videos with your phone, but they would look a lot way better with a camera than with the phone. But at least, you have a phone that you can capture the moment. It doesn't matter how blurry or pixelated they get, but you have that moment that you capture, which is irreplaceable. You cannot duplicate it. No matter how much you try, you cannot duplicate that moment. And I always bring my camera with me every time we go out. My wife knows already. She knows me. Do you have your camera with you? I'm like, yep, got it. So, yeah, she's beginning to realize how important it is to capture moments. Every moment count, because you can always look back to that photo and say, wow, I remember this. And then it puts a smile on your face, remembering all those good times and the bad times that you've been through. But either way, they're memories. Okay? They cannot be duplicated. So I advise people to, I'm not saying go become a photographer, but yeah, always bring something to capture moments. You don't even know how important it is to take a picture of something, and that's unexpected. Like, wow, I never seen that coming. And 10 years later, look at that photo and say, wow, I remember this. That was crazy. That was the best time of our lives, So there you go. There's a good example right there. Those moments and those people, they never come back. Like, once those people are gone out of your life, all you have is the pictures to remember them by. And that's the most important part of your life story. So, yeah, maybe that will give you an idea of, wow, I never thought of it like that, But it's the truth. It's the truth. We have tried to duplicate things that we have done, and they haven't been the same. It's just, it was so natural, when you don't plan things, when you do things without planning, it comes out so good because it's natural. Now when you plan things, it just doesn't feel authentic. It feels like, it's fabricated, because it is, obviously. It's planned. And I advise people to just go with the flow. Do things that you like to do, and don't think twice. Try things at least once. Try new things. You never know if you're gonna end up liking it, because I've been there. I've my wife has made me do things that I was like, wasn't sure, that I was gonna like it. But then when I did it, I said, wow, we should do this again. you know and it's because I came out of my comfort zone and tried something new. Sometimes when we try something new, we end up finding something new that we like. And because of fear, a lot of people are afraid to try something new, and they miss out. They miss out on all the opportunities that you could have to have fun. Everything should be fun, make it fun. When we are nervous, but we try something, we end up being good at it. And the whole time we were afraid of doing something. And then when we finally try it, like, we end up being good at it. And sometimes, most of the time, we end up enjoying doing those things. So, live your life. You only live once. Live it. Go do things that you've never done before. That's part of living. And make the best out of every little thing that you have. Don't go seeking the best things. Don't go planning everything. Sometimes we plan things and they never go the way we plan them. I'm guilty, okay? Because we have planned vacations, and at the last minute, everything just doesn't go the way we planned. Like, it rains that day, or it's too cold, or we end up doing other things instead. Planning is a waste of time. Live your life spontaneously, and just make the best out of every moment that you live. Enjoy the moment, whether it is alone or with a partner or with family or friends. Enjoy the moment. Stop being a miserable person, and go have some fun. Okay? Make every moment fun, and don't be angry. Don't be shy. Enjoy the experience, because you really don't know. You really don't know how much you're gonna enjoy it unless you try it, right? And your friends are gonna love you for that, and your family or your partner. They might wanna do it again. They might enjoy it so much. Hey, let's do it again, and you might say yes. So, yeah. Try things at least once. Don't say no without even knowing if you're gonna enjoy it or not. Just give it a try. All right. You only live once, and those opportunities to do things random, they don't come every day. And you're only getting older, so you're not gonna have the same energy in the future as you do now. I'm telling you, because I'm guilty right now of that. right now with my heart problems. I am very limited, okay? And I wished that I did more before I found out that I was having heart problems. Now I can't. Now having this problem limits me from doing things that I want to do. And don't be like me, okay? And enjoy every moment you have, as long as you're healthy and you have the energy to do it. Don't wait to get old to try something new, because you won't have the same energy and capabilities, okay? So live life now and enjoy it. Learn from others. Take risks, okay? Live like you have nothing to lose, because you really don't, you know. When you die, you don't take anything with you. So stop worrying about losing things. You're going to lose them anyways, all right? You're going to end up losing them anyways. Because when you die, you can't take them with you. And someone else is going to keep whatever it is that you were trying to keep, you know. So just live. Okay? This was a good little episode, huh? I love it. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas, leave it down in the comments. And I don't know, I like to try new things. I like to see everyone's perspective and see where we can change things around, you know, make it a little fun. You might have ideas of things that I've never done before. Who knows? So, yeah, I'm not afraid to try something new. I'm really not afraid. I actually love, thanks to my wife, who has shown me within years how to come out of my comfort zone and try something new. I mean, now I'm limited, but I still like doing it. You know, if I could, I do it. If I see that I'm overdoing it, then I'll stop. But nothing's gonna stop me from trying something new. So, hey, if I'm gonna die happy, right? Not miserable. So, you might as well die doing something that you like. Right? Stop worrying about dying and start worrying about living. Okay? This was fun. This was pretty cool. Yeah, I love this. I'm gonna do this more often. So I'm sitting here with, that's my phone that I'm using right there. And then I have this. This is what's recording into the phone. And it's portable. You see, I'm just sitting here in the bed, you know, sharing with you guys, and I'm loving it. So, yeah, we should do this more often. Wow. I have so many things to share with you guys. So, you know, I'm going to make little episodes of all these, like midnight talk. late night talk. Okay, that's pretty cool. So yeah, leave it in the comments and tell me what you think. You know, if you have any ideas of what you want me to talk about, go ahead, leave it in the comment, and you know, I'll do a bullet list of these things and just go through them with you, and have fun with it. Hey, you only live once, right? All right, so guys, It's getting late. I hope you have a great night. Get some rest, all right? And remember, go to bed thinking positive and wake up thinking positive, and you will have a positive day. I'm telling you, this works. This works for me every day. I go to bed thinking about things that I like and how I want things to be. And I wake up the same way. And you know what? My day turns out better than I thought. So don't let little negative things ruin your day. Ignore them. Keep moving and focus on what you want to do, how you want to live your life. And things will work out, Those negative things come and go. They're not there forever. Okay? Focus on how you want to live it every day. So, there you have it. A little bit about me. I'm going to title this A Little Bit About Me. No. I should title it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. You'll see it once this is posted. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for being here. And if you made it this far, thank you so much. Maybe this could motivate you to do something like this, and share a little bit about you and, try to convince people to live their lives and stop worrying so much about the outcomes, things that haven't happened yet. Because people tend to worry about, if I do this, I might not like it. It might go wrong. Don't worry about what it might be like, or how it might make you feel, or what would people say. It doesn't matter. Everybody has a life to live, and everybody lives life differently and have different experiences. And a lot of people love to hear other people's experiences, because that teaches them how to deal with things when they show up like that in their life, and changes people, gives people a new perspective on how to live their life, give you ideas of what made you successful, and people might want to try what you did and see if they become successful. So or people might learn from things you shared. It's interesting, and don't keep it all in. Share it, and let me know, because I would like to know. I'm a curious guy. But yeah, thank you for watching. And if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? It doesn't cost anything. Subscribe to my channel if you want more things like this, and I'll subscribe to yours, I promise. But engage with my videos. Leave a comment, share it. You don't know how important it is to share other people's contents, because it gives it value. And no matter what platform you are in, when people share your stuff, it helps you grow. It helps you know that people actually like it, that they're willing to share it. So it gives feedback. It just, even comments, at least with comments, I know that you're engaging, that you're interested in, or you don't like it, or It doesn't matter if it's negative comment or positive comment. At least you're engaging and you're asking questions, and you're giving me your perspective, and you might just give me the idea to change things around. No one's perfect, and that's what's great about this world. That everybody's different, and we learn from each other. That's good. And I like to learn from other people. So don't be afraid to, express yourself, and tell me what I should do better. I don't know. But anyways, yes, if you're not subscribed, subscribe, share this video, like, comment, whatever it is, I appreciate it. It helps. It helps. Even though it doesn't cost anything, it does help, because the algorithm shows that people are interested, they're engaging. So, it what it does is shares it more. Okay? So there you have it. All right. Good night. I will see you in the next one. All right. Take care.